Hi guys, Kurt Provost here, your guide to all things new skin. I was asked the question the other day of what is the best way to get someone to be comfortable to share their personal testimonial with you. Because there's no doubt that is a difficult thing, or can be a difficult thing to extract. Because people are aware that once you put something online, it's no longer yours. It has become part of the communities, because people can screenshot it, they can download it, they can share it, and even if you delete the post, if you delete the image or video or whatever it is, it's probably still floating around out there somewhere in the ether, and you may just Google yourself later on and that before and after picture pops up. So there's reservations towards it, and I can understand that. So there are many different types of testimonials though. It doesn't always have to have your face on it. And you can make modifications to ensure that you are anonymous, to ensure that your identity isn't given away. So you can cover up the eyes, you can only do a portion of the face, maybe it's just a forehead of lines here or angry mummy lines. There's no way to tell who that part of the body belongs to. Same thing for a butt cheek. You don't know whose butt cheek that is, so it all depends on what the actual testimonial is in regards to how you're going to ask for that. So the gold standard of a testimonial is something that is visual. All testimonials will fall under the umbrella of stories because they are someone's own personal experience. And if you wrap that into a story, it will be way more effective. So an essential testimonial story is this. It starts with what life was like before, what was the problem, what was the irritation, what was the thing that they weren't happy about. Then they encountered what? The product, the business, what was it? And how has that changed things now and moving forward into the future for the better? That is a very basic storyline. There's just 3 points there, and as long as you hit those 3 points, it's going to be really compelling for the audience. So the gold standard is anything visual, a before and after picture of someone's face, of some body part. A video is even better because some people are skeptical about pictures because you can modify them, you can Photoshop them. You can Photoshop videos as well, but it's way more difficult, way more challenging to do. So there is more trust involved with videos, and that's why people doing demonstrations with the body spa where they just use it on one arm only and then they hold both arms up and wobble them. One arm's nice and firm, the other arm's shaking in the wind. That's really powerful. That's an incredibly powerful testimonial and demonstration. So how do you ask for these different testimonials? First and foremost, I think it's important you set yourself up for success here. And you do that by ensuring when the person purchases from you, we're talking in regards to products, when the person purchases from you, you lay out the schedule of what's going to happen. You say, all right, first things first, make sure you take a good, clear before photo in clear, consistent lighting of your face or whatever the area is. Make sure you take measurements. Make sure you weigh yourself. Depending on the product, it's going to be different, the instructions. And then you say in 7 days or immediately after the first use, depending on the product, take an after photo in the same light and send them to me. So if you can have people sending them to you from the very beginning, it's going to be much, much easier because a lot of people, they will take that before picture, they'll send it to you, let's just say for the LumiSpa, they'll take a before photo, they'll send it to you, they'll totally forget about that before photo. And most people will fall in love with the LumiSpa immediately from the very first use or the very first couple of weeks of using it. But some people, they may not notice the differences. They may say, no, I don't get what the big deal is. I'm not really seeing much of a change. Well, you're following up with them. You're checking in with them. You're going to check in, let's say, on the 7-day mark or the 2-week mark and just say, hey, how's everything going? Are you loving the LumiSpa? Or you could say, how are you loving the LumiSpa? So it's not giving them that option of saying, no, I'm not loving it. It's just saying, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And when you check in with them and they say, oh, I'm not really feeling it, if that's the case, then say, well, can you take another photo and send it to me? and they'll take that photo and you can put those two together. And quite often the case is there's been an amazing difference. It's just because they're looking at their face in the mirror every single day. It may have been subtle changes over time, and so they didn't notice those changes. And as a result, those before and after pictures become so powerful. You put that together, you send it to them, you say, oh my God, check this out. And then I would say, is it okay to share this? This result is so amazing. People need to see this. I can, first off, you check with that. And then if they give you any hesitation towards like, oh, I'm not sure, I don't really want my face out there, then you give them the options that, well, I can make it so that you're anonymous. I can have it so it's only one part of your face. You can negotiate down from the gold standard of a video or full face testimonial, and then you can work your way down to just a part, just focusing on maybe the side of the face that's harder to identify, maybe just the top, all this sort of thing. And then you can also work all the way down to just the text conversation of someone saying, oh my God, I love this so much, because you can blur out the picture of the person, blur out the name, and you can just share that straight away and then notify them and say, hey, that was so good what you shared or what you said to me. I had to share it. I blurred out your name, so don't worry, no one can identify you. But thank you so much for giving that experience. It helps a lot of people. I always make sure when asking for testimonials that I let people know, oh my God, that result will help so many people. Can I please share this? Because it will help people. And if they're having a positive result, then they're much more likely to be okay with that. Because if it's helped them, then most people want to help other people. They're altruistic at heart, and they are keen to have something that doesn't require any extra effort on their behalf to be beneficial for many people. Now, the ultimate is to get them to craft up their story and do a post themselves. And I help people to do this. I will write up a little kind of paragraph, a very short paragraph, a little post of what their experience has been based on what they've told me. So I've asked them a bunch of different questions about the experience. I know that what the situation was like for them before, because I'm the one who sold them the product. I understand the whole process for them. And then I write up a little blurb that is tailored to them, and I attach their before and after picture, and I encourage them to post that. Now, people are super distracted, so it doesn't always happen. But as long as you continue to follow up with people, check in with them and be like, all right, hey, is it a good time to do this today, or is tomorrow better? And just keep on asking these questions. People eventually do it. Some people will do it straight away. Other people, it will take time. But it is something that's really worthwhile, because it definitely brings in a lot of new business when someone shares a post, when they share their own personal experience, and they can just tag you into that post, and then you can help them answer the questions, and it can lead into the business for them. This is actually a strategy that a lot of people use online, is they will have shout out posts. Someone who is essentially a customer who's just been using the product, they've checked in with them, they've followed up and said, hey, how are you loving the product so far? And they get that positive response, and they asked if they'd be open to doing a shout out post, which is just essentially they'll create the post for them, they'll send it to them, and all they've got to do is post it. And then they end up getting sales from that. And from that, they then ask them, the next follow-up is, hey, all these sales, well, I'm happy to take the money, but would you like to take the money, and you open to doing this as a business and doing what I do? And it transitions into business that way because of just the very nature of how we share products now on social media. So that has gone on a lot longer than I anticipated. I hope it answers the question of a couple of different ways that you can get people to be comfortable with sharing their own personal experiences. I hope it was helpful. My name is Kurt Provost, your guide to all things Nu Skin. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button to make sure that you get the very next video